Turn it off for a second. Get speech chat turned on. And then let's get Project Motor Racing booted up. All right, let's go now. Love that intro. All right. Steam. Close that. Close this. Okay. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man Liquid Clay. We're back for some more Project Motor Racing. I did not plan to stream today. I was going to wait until tomorrow. But yesterday, I jumped into some rank races, and I had so much fun that I couldn't wait to do it again today. I did about I did about 5 daily races yesterday. I did about 3 races on my 4090 PC out in the living room, and then I did 2 more on my PS5, and I actually had some pretty good results. One of them, one race I got spun out, so I think I ended up finishing like 9th. But the other 2 races on PC, I finished 3rd and 4th, and then same deal with the 2 races that I did on PlayStation, I finished 3rd and 4th. So but I didn't check to see how many points I got on the PlayStation because you know, I got a different name under the PlayStation. It's Lincoln Clay 670. Um but yeah, make no mistake about it, on PC out there versus PC in here versus let me see. Well, um
At Trevcan said, new points system.
yeah, I love it. And so yeah, I think naturally I'm the fastest on the 4090 PC. This PC right here, probably about anywhere from a half a second to a second slower. and then on the PS5 another about half a second. So PS5 to the 4090 PC out there, I'm about a second and a half slower. So the point system, we already know the point system is is basically your license points, and now I got to go back and refresh my memory on it. I know the points license, the points are, I know they're given to you or taken away uh, based on, I think it's more than based on how you finish. It's also how you drive, whether you drive cleanly or not. And so jumping straight in, something that I saw that I instantly liked, and I don't know if I remember seeing it before yesterday. Um, right here, this Kyalami. Let's jump in right now. But before I do, you see the shield that says number 20. That means you got to have 20 points to enter this race. So I think that weeds out a lot of the ignorant drivers. As it there's not really that I still think there's not I think dirty drivers aren't near as much as a problem as the over aggressive drivers. The over aggressive drivers take stupid chances where if things don't work out the way they plan, it could cause a huge wreck and destroy a lot of people's race. So I um I think the big thing has been control. I get it now. People are going to die bomb. You just cannot do anything about it. But when they die bomb and they can't control it, that's what destroys a lot of races. So what's the point of making a lunge like that if you can't control it, if you can't keep the car on the track, or if you don't have enough what's the word, spatial awareness to understand that if you make a lunge from quite a ways away,
At
then
Oaksit,
somebody could jump in front of you.
said, it's not a good system.
I disagree. Is it foolproof? No, but neither is the badge system on LMU. No system is foolproof. Dirty drivers are going to drive dirty no matter what. Over aggressive drivers are going to be over aggressive no matter what. So if I've got 20 points, somebody wrecks me and he ends up losing 2 points because of it. That means he won't be in the next race because he won't have enough points to compete in that race. I like it. In the case of Le Mans Ultimate, somebody could wreck you, but if they don't take a hit on their badge, if they remain a good driver and you're a good driver, there's a chance that you could see them again in your next race. Oh shit, we're up to 16 people. I'm good with that, considering that now that the free weekend is over. 16, I'm good with 16. So before I went live, I was watching EJR, and he's got a very interesting stream going on right now where he is reviewing reviewers review of PMR. Yeah, well, we're up to 19. And I think watching some of the reviews took him down a rabbit
At
hole.
Oaksit, said, contact penalties is much more important, also a safety rating.
I think in comparison to other, what's the word I'm looking for? In comparison to other penalty systems on other sims, it could be subjective which one is the best, but I'll put it this way. This week in these daily races, I have not seen any blatant dirty driving. Have I seen dive bombing? Yes. There's nothing you can do about that. It happens in every single racing game. Somebody's going to dive bomb, and if they're not, what's the word I'm looking for? If they're not careful about what they're doing, they're going to cause a big wreck and destroy everybody else's race. Oh no, that's not what I'm looking for. Vehicle setup. 56. Steering rack rate. Let's take that up one click. And let's take this up one click. Confirm. Right, yes. And let's go to cockpit setup, make sure we're still good. Seat position, we're at 34, yep, we're still good there. Oh, no, we don't want to quit. Let's drive.
At Oaksit said, the reason the current system isn't good is cause anyone can report you for any reason. Some drivers will report you out of being mad they lost. At Duck Racer said, how do you lose points?
So at the moment it could be, so I think the way it starts out right now is you have to be reported, and then from there, I'm guessing that the stewards or devs have a way to look into the situation, because I don't think they're just going to hand out points just off of somebody's word. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you point out that somebody can report you just because they're mad that they lost, they can do that on Le Mans Ultimate. But on Le Mans Ultimate, I think the game automatically timestamps any contact. So when you report somebody...
At Trev Kent said, the safety rating in GT7 is good mostly.
5 minutes left. Warm those tires and brakes before you start to push me.
Oof. The safety rating in GT7, now that's one safety rating I do not think is good. Or the penalty system rather, because people can hit you from the back and send you off the track and you still get the penalty. And them, the person that hits you, if they did it just right, they can hit you just enough to send you off the track, but not enough that it triggers a penalty. Then there's people using you as a guardrail. They come in with the intention of going underneath and bouncing off of you and send you off the track so they can get around the corner. So I think the penalty system in GT7 isn't good. But again, that's subjective. There's going to be people that disagree with me and say that it's excellent. So who am I to say that they're wrong? It's just it's opinion. I think it's going to take me a race or two to warm up.
At Oaksit said, the safety rating alone is a deterrent to bad behavior.
Yeah, I said something along
At
those.
Duck Racer said, What is a new penalty system?
All right, I'm gonna have to come back and check that last comment. But I was about to respond that no safety, no penalty system is foolproof. So I mean, I alluded to what you just said earlier, that no penalty system is foolproof. You know, I had just said earlier that the dirty drivers are still going to drive dirty, and the over-aggressive drivers are still going to drive aggressive. Now, I dare say that the penalty systems across any racing game will work on me because I care about my safety rating.
At Oaksit said. He said, what is LMUS penalty system? At Big Rock 18 said. Good evening, brother. Do you have any hint or update you may have on when VR is coming for PMR?
No, I'm not in touch with the devs. I would say EJR is the best person to talk to there, because one of the devs, he seems kind of close with him. I think his name is Wakana Sora. EJ is pretty close with him. I think he's the senior network something. And EJ seems pretty close to him. So right now, from the interview that Traxi and GG did with Kevin Boland, the VR will come when they find a way, when they optimize the game so it isn't so CPU heavy. But they did give us a window though. They said they hope to have something within a few months, and that was about a month ago. So if they're still on that trajectory, then what is it, April? Hopefully we'll get VR support by June or July at the absolute latest. Now, as far as asking me what was Le Mans' ultimate penalty system, they have a badge system. If you haven't gotten in 10 races, everybody starts out as a rookie.
Checking flag this lap. Wrap it up.
After 10 races, you'll get a different badge depending on how many incidents you've been in, whatnot. And the badges goes as follows. You got rookie, good driver, trusted driver, a warning badge, and then like a band badge where like anybody that has that badge that has like a circle with a slash through it, that means that person just got back from a suspension. Oh, I see Trev's in here. So with Le Mans Ultimate badge system, if you rack up enough incidents, your badge will go to warning. At that point, you are almost like being evaluated or under a kind of probation, where if you don't clean up your act, then you'll get suspended. And then you'll come back from the suspension, and each time you get a suspension after that, the suspension will be longer and longer and longer until you finally get permanently banned. So the good thing about that badge system is, like, most of the time I'm a trusted driver, so I'll get put in a lobby with trusted drivers, and the racing is usually pretty clean. People are usually pretty respectful. You don't have, you know, the dive bombers doing dumb shit. Everybody respects each other, and they don't really take stupid chances. If something's there, they'll take it, but they won't try to force it.
At Ogsid said, I like LMUS system.
You know, the dive bombers doing. Okay. So yeah, I mean, Race Room
At
has.
Duff Racer said, that sounds a good deterrent.
So with the point system that they have here, I think it's a good system. I just don't like quite remember the nuts and bolts of how they determine. I know if a person gets reported, I know that they'll look into it. I don't know if they have footage to go by, but I know that they'll look into it and they'll make a decision. And if they make a decision to penalize that person, they'll take points away from them. So in the case of this race that I'm in, everybody here has 20 points. If somebody does something stupid and they get reported, and the stewards take action and take away points, he won't be in the next GT3 race or whenever they take action. Oh shit. Come on, dude. Move faster, move faster. Ooh. Ooh, I gotta find a way to get past this dude. He's slow and he's starting to get all over the place. Jesus, dude, what are you doing? You don't keep it under control, you're gonna let the other, there he goes, now he's gone. He was gonna allow the other cars to close in on us if he couldn't keep it under control.
At Duff Racer said, Huracan is best GT3 I like.
Oh, the Huracan is your favorite GT3? The Corvette, oh, I got the fastest first sector again. The Corvette and the Porsche are my favorite GT3s on this game. But I stopped using the Corvette once it became a meta car.
At Duff Racer said, yes.
So Travis in front of me in that Porsche.
At Duff Racer said, do you use setups?
Not really. I just drive, at least on this game. When the game gets VR support, then I'll get more serious about the setups and my lap times and that kind of stuff, because I race in VR.
At Duff Racer said, okay.
final lap. Almost there now. Just keep focused.
Not a good lap. What was that all about, Trev? Trev, if you gave me that spot, I am going to be upset with you. So Trev Ken, who just finished behind me, let's see.
Trev Ken.
There he is.
Said, good race, Lincoln.
Yeah, good fight, man. But what happened with you losing it there? Oh, you know what? I need to save that replay because that was a good race.
Trev Ken. Said, you put me under pressure and I went off.
From what I was seeing, you were handling it pretty good. I mean, I had conceded that I was gonna finish behind you because you were driving solid.
Adrenaluquid. Said, I'm logging onto PMR soon. Our friend Graham Gomez is going to put up a lobby.
Oh yeah, Graham Games.
Adrenaluquid. Said, I got a podium at Spa in Super Touring in race room today.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Save that replay. That's another thing I like about racing on PC versus console. Console won't let you save any replays. Now that's got nothing to do with PMR. It's
Trev
just
Ken. Said, I was pushing too hard to get away from you.
Okay. Now on console, on PS5, GT7 is the only game that lets you save replays. Everything else, oh shit. Game crashed. Are we still live? I don't know if that was something where the game got too hot. I don't know. But let's boot it back up. So after going through this particular PC, I think the next upgrade is I was gonna upgrade the graphics card, but I think relative to this game, I think I need to upgrade the CPU next. It has an i7 11700K, but I think I'm gonna upgrade it to an i9.
Adrenaluquid. Said, I'm ranked 19th in all of the USA in race room currently.
Oh shit, good stuff.
Adrenaluquid. Said, I'm hoping I can climb up a bit more, smiley face. At Oaksit said. What happened, did you crash?
Yeah, the game just crashed twice. Okay, so I think what I'm going to have to do is go boot up my other PC because I might have to move it over there. So hang on a second, folks.
At Trevcan said. Mine crashed twice as well. At Oaksit said. Join the club, I can't even finish a race after 2.0.
Okay. Join the club. I can't even finish a race after 2.0. This is the first time that this has happened today. And I don't think it's necessarily the game. I think my computer might have been running too hot. Because the temperatures on this PC, the CPU temperatures, they can get into the mid 90s on this game. So let's try it again. I'll probably have to go in. Oh, I know what. I'll just go into the settings and turn down a couple of things, assuming it doesn't crash again. Because I know before, when the game was running kind of hot on me, I went into the settings and turned down like the volumetric fog and like the clouds, and that was a big help. Let's see here. Advanced settings.
At Oaksit
Let's
said.
turn that
They've
down.
already acknowledged there's a problem with AMD graphics cards.
This has
At
an
Adrenaluquity said. BRB.
okay. Viewed at a
At
distance.
Trevcan said. It always happens in the menus or start screen for me. Not during races.
And small. Let's turn that down to medium. Um, okay. So yeah, that's going to be my next move is to upgrade the CPU. If it crashes again, the stream will stay up, but it'll take me about 10 minutes to get the other computer fired up. Did I make it in time? So what I found out as far as like how much this game taxes my PC, most notably the CPU. Um, so with single player, I've got it set up to run. I had it set up to run, 17 AI opponents, but I chopped it down to 15. And so when I'm doing a single player race, the CPU goes as high as like 73%. But when I'm in a multiplayer race, it hovers around somewhere at, it's like 55%. So I guess when it comes down to it, the CPU usage, I don't think is that big of an issue. The temperature is what concerns me. Because when the temperature gets into the mid 90s, that concerns me with this PC. Whereas my 4090, I don't think the temperature is always is like in the low 70s. Oh, I see some weird shit going on there. Oops. This supposed to be a night race? Or am I just missing something? Yeah, those pop-ins are terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna back out and get this sorted. Let me go into a single player race and see how this looks.
At Trevcan said, LMAO night race with floodlights.
That's just it. I don't know if that was supposed to be a night race or if all the assets didn't load in. Because I did register for the race just as time was running out. Yeah, that looks weird. Settings. Advanced graphics settings. That was set to high. Atmosphere. Ah, that must be what it was. Had to put that back to medium. Oh, texture resolution. No. Oh, shit. Damn, it's the texture resolution. It's either low or ultra. It doesn't give you a choice. But requires more VRAM. All right. Shadow quality, medium, shadow distance quality. All right, there we go. Now we got daylight again. I think something else I'm gonna do is with let's return to the pits. With my current settings, oh, shit. With my current settings, I can hit as high as 110 frames. But I think what I'm going to do, in the interest of conserving resources, I think I'm going to set the frame limit to 60 and see what that does. It might even bring, hopefully that might even bring the temperature down. All right, let's go back to multiplayer. We got 20 minutes before the next GT3 race. Let's see what's going on in the custom lobbies. Derby. There we go. Let's go in there. Noonday. All right. Let's see what the numbers look like once we start this race. Yeah, that volumetric fog in the atmosphere and clouds, that taxes your PC noticeably. Well, it's just while we're waiting for the host to start the race, as I was about to say before I jumped into that first ranked race, EJR was streaming, and I don't know, he still might be live, but he was reviewing reviewers' review of PMR. So basically, people who reviewed PMR, he was watching their videos and giving his assessment of whether they fairly judged the game or whether they were being harsh. And he went through Traxian GG, Overtake GG, Gamer Muscle, Kirith. Yeah, by the time I had signed off, I think that's who he had. I think, yeah, I think those were the ones that he was watching by the time I signed out. But he was, at the time that I signed out, he was the most irritated by Kirith. And I see how some of these reviewers are trying to play it safe with reviews of Project Motor Racing. The bigger ones, I think what they want to do is like the reviewers, the big name reviewers who said they're uninstalling this game and they're never coming back, they can't, because their credibility will be in question. Because if you come back to Project Motor Racing 2 or 3 weeks later and like, oh, I heard the game's better, let me check it out, I think that's going to hurt your credibility, because now it looks like you're here fishing for clicks and not to see if the game has actually gotten better. Some of these other big streamers, I think they're trying to straddle both sides of the fence. I think they don't want to be too hard on the game so they don't get called a hater, and they don't want to be too nice so they don't get called a shill. So It's improved, but it's improved, but. That's all I'm seeing. And and some of the but some of it was for the most pettiest and most dumb shit. You know, crying about the way the grass looks and like simple shit like that. But I think they tried to make sure that they stayed in the middle of the road. So 2 months from now, when there's a huge update on Project Motor Racing, they can come back and do a stream and get those clicks. He's not starting it. Does he even know he's the host? He's just gonna make people leave if he waits too long. Because unless you're already established with the community, like Jester or EJ, no, you're not gonna get 31 people in there. Eight people. So if I do this race right here, the GT3 Pro Cup again, well, if I do this sprint race first, by the time I get done, I'll miss this GT3 race. I don't want to miss that GT3 race, but I don't want to make you guys sit around waiting for 15 minutes and stuff. Um, and it only requires 5 points for this. Well, I think we got to give it a go in the interest of not making you guys wait. And I think we'll stick with this color. So continuing on about EJ's stream, he did what I wanted to do. Yeah, I mentioned that reviewers are saying this, haters are saying that. Once in a while, I'll mention somebody's name in particular, but a lot of times I won't because I don't want to dive too deep into that. And oh, look at that. Trev Ken is fourth. He's fourth here. Oh shit, he's got 92 points. He's got 7 starts, but they take your two best finishes. Oh shit, good stuff, Trev.
At DJJM09 said, "What's up, Lincoln Clay?"
DJ, what's up, my guy? How you doing?
Ain't no stopping this train! Whoa!
And I forgot to ask you all if you would be so kind to hit that old thumbs up button. It would be much appreciated. We're up to 12, 13. So let's see. So yeah, the when we go into this race, how much the GPU and the CPU gets taxed isn't really going to be all that much of an issue. It's the CPU temperature that I got my eye on the most.
At
He said,
DJJM09 said, "I think I might finally get this game." At TrevKen said, "Increase the gear ratio on this car."
okay. DJ, I think now's the time to get this game. If I'm not mistaken, it's still either way. There's two ways you can get this game. You can buy it now for 50% off on Steam, which is I think is $30 on Steam, or you can go to loaded.com and get a copy for $24 because that's what they've been going for over there. I think the content alone is worth it because you've got I think you've got 17 different car classes on this game.
Adrenaluk said, "Okay, I'm back."
All right, welcome back. So in each of those car classes, DJ, each class has anywhere between 1 and 10 cars. So this game definitely has a lot of cars.
Said, "What is the weather like where you are today, Lincoln?"
I am in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and the weather today is around 48 degrees. This is the time of year where the This is the time of year where the weather is unpredictable. It can be 60 degrees today and then 30 degrees tomorrow. Engine and drivetrain. Final drive. Oh, you know what? You know what, Trev? I'm going to drive this car first and just see what happens. All right, let's see what that temperature is going to look like. Oh yeah, I forgot I set it to 60 degrees. I mean, 60 frames. So the temperature shouldn't go high enough for it to be an issue. Seen it climb up to 81 degrees. Seeing some screen tearing though, that I don't like.
Okay, mate, be careful on the first few laps. You need to warm the brakes and tyres. I'll let you know when you can start to push.
I'm pushing now. I ain't waiting for you to tell me.
for pole. Give it everything you've got.
Took fourth, second off the leader. So the temperature's in check, but I'm not a fan of that screen tearing. So V-Sync. All right, let's see what that does.
At Adrenaliquid said, I think the RPM bar in PMR looks very good. But RPM backwards is PMR, so it makes sense.
That's a good one. But yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, that's a good one.
At Adrenaliquid said, face with tears of joy. At Trevken said, 3.33 gear ratio final drive bro.
Oh shit, I think it might be too late. 3.33. Okay, I wanted to get a feel for the car, but I did notice that the car kind of, let's see here, vehicle setup, engine to drivetrain, 3.3. Okay.
At Trevken said, maxes out at 153 miles per hour otherwise.
All right, I'm trusting you.
At Adrenaliquid said, the default setup in this car in race room is garbage, too much understeer lol, hopefully it's different in PMR.
No, it handles good.
Good start. Take some of those cars off the line.
I seen him coming from a mile away. Oh my God, he cut across. I see I got to brake a little bit earlier with this car. I had the fastest first sector. Really? He made no attempt to get off the track.
At DJ_Stevens said, "You enjoying this game more?
Oh, hell
It's
yeah.
really fast compared to other sims."
I'll tell you what, DJ, this game is already kind of like, this game is unofficially my #1 sim. Once it gets its VR support, it will officially be my #1 sim. I saw the potential in this game day one. Lot of car classes, good tracks, you know, and if you want to drive those, those older GT cars from the early 2000s, this is your game.
24 said, "Same."
So yeah, if you want to drive those cars from the early 2000s, the GTs and Group Cs, and this is your game right here. It's got GT3s and hypercars, but that Japanese DLC pack that they got Tuesday, that shines, man. Everybody is loving those GT500s, man. Now, some people saying the GT500 EVOs is too easy to drive, but I love it. I mean, I love them both. But the 500 EVOs are faster than the 500s, though.
At DJ_Stevens said, looks like it's optimized and running really well.
It is CPU heavy, especially in single player. I mean, if you got a super beefy PC, then it's inconsequential. It's not going to affect you at all. But like this PC right here is one of my lower spec PCs. This PC's got a 3070 Ti, and I did have to make some compromises in order to get good performance and still be able to stream. You know, my PC outside in the living room, that's, you know, I can crank the shit all the way up on that PC. Oh, Trev is in this race. Damn, and he gonna win too. Shit, he blowing him out.
Final lap, mate. No mistakes. Keep it clean and tidy.
Think I got somebody on my ass.
At DJ_Stevens said, glad you found you sim. Always nice to just be able to enjoy it.
Some people, you know where, some people call this game a simcade. I'll tell you where this game is at in terms of it being a simcade or sim. I think the game is more, in terms of simulation, it's more sim than GT7 or Forza, but probably not as much as Le Mans Ultimate or iRacing. So it's right in between. When they did that, when they redid the tire model on this game, that's what put this game on the right track.
At Trev Ken said, GG.
Same to you. Damn, you did a 149.4. Good ass lap. Well, folks, I think I stabilized the PC. I turned the frame rate down to 60 frames and turned on VSync. Turned down a couple of things, you know, shadows, volumetric fog, all that shit. And so I got the temperature.
That's the point finish. Good job, mate.
It's the CPU temperature was where my biggest concern was at. It's running between 80 and 85 degrees, whereas my previous settings it would get into the 90s a couple times, and I could hear that fan blowing hard. Let me see. Be right back, folks. Whoops. Bump the camera. Hold on. Let me see. Did I move it? How bad did I move it? All right, we're still good. Okay. All right, where are we at? So another one's about to take place. The next GT3 race is in 20 minutes. So let's go check out custom lobbies. GT500 EVO. Nope, noonday. He's still there. Dude must be AFK. Mm. Should I stay or should I go?
At TrevCan said, I'm first in that division now.
Let me go have a look. Oh, it won't go up to number 4. It's where is it? So yeah, it's starting at 47. I'm 71. I got 36 points, which I think isn't bad for the first time out. Now I definitely ain't Group 5. See what the hell cars are those? Yeah, it's cool, but I don't think I really got an interest in driving these. At least not flat screen. I'd have to be in VR to drive these cars because they're probably not gonna handle very well. The bad thing about going in there, you have to register and then unregister to be able to back all the way out. Because once you go in there, you can't back out. Uh, yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to wait it out for that next GT3 race. 18 minutes. But here, I'm ranked 50 at the moment. Oh, I actually picked up 2 more points from that last race because I had 75 total. Now I got 77. So there's 5 more days left in round 1. So I still got plenty of time to try to finish better. So my best finish is 3rd. So between in these next 5 days, if I could win a race, that would be huge. Ooh, excuse me. Mm-hmm. I think, folks, I'm going to go grab a quick drink. All right, we've got the first person registered for the GT3 Cup again. So let's get in there. Let's get registered. I don't know what's going on now. I don't know if they nerfed the Corvette or something, but in these GT3 races, I'm seeing a lot of people use the Porsche. Now, when this game first came out, in the GT3 class, you know, the the Corvette was my preferred car across most games, and the Porsche was my secondary car across most games. When this game first came out, the Corvette in the GT3s was really, really twitchy. The GTE Corvette was good car. But once they did that tire model, once they redid that tire model, the Corvette GT3 kind of became the meta car, and everybody was using that. But I'm not seeing it so much anymore. I see a lot of people using the Porsche. So I'm wondering, did somebody discover something, or was there some kind of update that nerfed the Corvette, or I don't know. But yeah, like in these daily races, these GT3s, I'm seeing a lot of people use the Porsche. So we got about a little under 15 minutes. The way things have been going, by the time this race starts, we'll probably have about 15 people register, which I think is good. You know, especially given where this game was about a month ago. And I can't say it enough that straight for adding the GT3s and the hypercars was not only a smart move, I think it was a necessary evil, because the identity of this game, again, I believe was supposed to be the GT cars from the early 2000s, but you got to find a way to pull people in there for them to even look at those cars. So I think the GT3s and the hypercars on this game is a good way to draw people in to eventually explore the other cars. I mean, they get in here, yeah, they're going to do the GT3s, but once they see that it's 16 other car classes, they're going to explore. And I think that I don't mean this in a bad way, but I think if the GT500s weren't paid DLC and they were um, part of the base game, I think a good amount of people would be using those cars. I mean, they're using them right now in the community lobbies, but I think in the ranked races, I think a good amount of people would use them. Okay, so I'm going to take that moment to grab a quick drink, and I will be right back.
At Trevcan said, they should have been free for goodwill.
Okay, we are back. So, Trev, Ken, I saw your comment about they should have been free for Goodwill. That would be cool, but I don't think they should have done it. They got to pay for those licenses. Even as even as ridiculous as all the stuff on iRacing is, $15 for a track, $10 for a car. I understand they got to pay for those licenses. Plus, I think $10 for 9 cars and a track. And I think they gave us on a couple of the other tracks. I think they gave us a couple of different configurations, like with Silverstone. I think they gave us the international and the other layout. So in a sense, they gave us, I think in a sense you could say they gave us 9 cars and 2 tracks for $10. You can't beat that. And the cars that they gave us are really fun to drive too. So it's not like they, gave us some bullshit. They gave us some good cars. Eight long minutes. So what else is there to talk about? Um,
At C2710F said, how's the G923 vs other ecosystems?
gee, how's this? I think it is a great starter wheel, but I think it was overpriced. I bought this one on sale for $350. It normally retailed for $400, and I think is grossly overpriced. The details is there when depending on what game you play. The details are there, but it's not very strong as far as the resistance goes, depending on what game you're playing. Some games, the resistance is surprisingly good. Some of them, other games, is barely there. It depends on what you're playing. But if you don't have a racing wheel, I think this is a great starter wheel, and you don't have to pay that much for it because I've seen these things on eBay for as little as $150, and um, for a wheel to just put around in, I think it's a good wheel. I like the pedals too. They're not load cell, but they kind of function like a load cell pedal. Um, so this wheel is in my bedroom clamped to a folding table, and this is the wheelbase I use when I just want to have fun. So when I'm in the bedroom streaming from this PC, that's when I'm having fun. But when I want to get more serious, then yeah, I go outside on my Fanatec wheelbase. So yeah, for you I've talked about that before in the past about the barrier to entry to get into sim racing, how it doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars like I did. Um, already assume you got a TV. If it really came down to it, the barrier to entry, if you really want to get into sim racing, all it would take is one check if you got a full-time job. Like I said, you can get this wheelbase you can find it on eBay for about $150, somewhere between $150 and $200. And um, I don't know what like a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox goes for these days on eBay, but I know that a few months ago when I looked, PS5s on eBay was going for about $350. So for $500, you get a PS5, you get this wheelbase, and you're off. You're sim racing. I have this game on the PS5 as well. The only drawback to the PS5 is if you want to race online, you got to pay for that PlayStation Plus. Um, PC, the barrier to entry is more, but you have so much more freedom, so many more access, access to so many more games, and the games are cheaper as well. You know, you don't have to pay full price for it. You can find games on key websites like Loaded or G2A. You know, you could probably catch a game for half price. Oh, we're up to 15 already. And then this game here in particular, like right now, I think it's on sale for $30. But I've given away 7 keys to this game already, and I bought the keys on loaded.com, and they were $25 each. So that's the beauty of PC. So your upfront cost versus a PlayStation, you would get that money back in the long haul by, you know, from the cheaper games. And when the next console comes out, you don't have to spend that money for the next console. You can just take a look at your PC.
At user VT6YZ3F5Y said, Facebook Marketplace is my go-to.
Yeah, I don't check the Facebook Marketplace that much, but yeah, you can find a lot of cheap stuff there too. So yeah, again, in closing, that if you wanted to get into sim racing and you have absolutely nothing, like I said, you can get this wheelbase for $150. Get a PS5. By now, with the price hike, it affects eBay too, because when the market goes up, they go up too. When the market goes down, they go down too. So, like right now, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, PlayStation 5s on eBay are going for like $500, maybe even as low as 4, depending on whether it's got a disc or not. But it's still for 1 week's check, you can still get a wheelbase in a PS5 or a Series X or whatever, and you're off to the races. Yeah, we're up to 20 people. That's what I'm talking about. 21. So the most people that I've seen register for this
At
GT
C2710F said, Fanatec is the daddy system.
At the time that I bought my Fanatec stuff, wheelbase, they had just came out with the CSL DD. And that was like the first budget direct drive wheelbase. And I tried to get one of those, but they were sold out, or I was constantly getting letters that the ship was stuck in China or it's been delayed, all kinds of shit. So I got tired of waiting, and I spent a ton of money and bought the Podium DD1, which was $1,200. It's 20 Newton meters of torque, which is strong enough to break your wrist if you're not careful. It is, I'll put it this way. For years, Fanatec was the benchmark. Every time a new company comes out with new hardware, they always want to, you know, people are always matching it up against Fanatec. So whenever somebody comes out with new load cell pedals, they always want to match them up against the Fanatec V3 pedals, which I have those pedals. So for years, Fanatec was the benchmark. So if you were to buy Fanatec, you wouldn't be getting the best, but you wouldn't be getting the worst. So I don't really see any point in spending like a whole shit ton of money in like these Sim Magic, Semi Cubes, and all that shit, because that shit costs an arm and a leg. And most of these games support Fanatec. You know, but everybody's got a direct drive wheelbase now these days. If you want a direct drive wheelbase, I think Logitech has they have a budget wheelbase now. I think it's the RS60 or RS50. Thrustmaster has the T598. And I don't know if they got them yet, but I think, you know, but I know Thrustmaster is coming out with load cell pedals to go with that T598. I don't know if Logitech has like budget load cell pedals to go with the RS50. But Fanatec has budget load cell pedals. They have the CS, I think it's the CS load pedals, CS or CSL. I think it's like $200 for those load cells. I've got the V3 pedals at the time.
Cardboard 7820 said, I just got a Moza R5 wheel.
Yeah, Moza kind of hurt my feelings. I wrote them a letter asking for an R5 review unit, and I got no response. Really, dude?
At Cardboard 7820 said, I hate cutting you off, sorry, that's crazy. If I knew that I would have for a Fanatec.
No, you didn't cut me off. Fire away, whatever questions you got. Yeah, there's the resistance. It wasn't there at first.
At C2710F. Said. PC you can get the free versions too, right?
Free version of what? I mean, if you're asking if this game is free, the answer would be no. However, Race Room is free. Oh, shit. I mean, this is only the outlap, so no big deal.
Flag this lap. Session's over.
So my fastest lap on this, I did it on my other wheelbase, was a 140.1. Let me go back and turn that resistance down one click again. $138.7. Shit. Now the two people in front of me, their lap times are identical, so they could get into a fight and I could benefit from that. But the pole, yeah, that 138.7, if he gets away clean, he's gonna win this race. And here we go. Let's go.
Ain't no stopping this train. Whoa!
See if we can get in here and bury these cockroaches.
At Cardboard 7820 said, "You are so fast on that G923.
I think I'm okay, but thank you. I don't think I'm an alien, but I think I'm okay.
Let's get to launch. Focus on those lights.
I knew he was going to try it. I'll just have to find a way to get him back later. Got the fastest first sector. did the same thing he did. Ooh. That's on me, stupid ass move on my part. Well, 40.9, that's not bad.
At Shaolin-Monk4206. Said. My internet down on my day off, can't play anything.
Ouch! Damn, he keep getting away from me on that corner. I can catch him everywhere else.
You've been given a penalty. You've got to give the time back. Slow down and move off the racing line.
Ah, rats.
Mate, you've been given a penalty for track limits. What's
How
done
much?
is done. Get your
How
head
much did
down,
they hit me with?
keep pushing.
His name is Orangutan. Well, we took 5th. All things considered, being that I got hit, it could have been worse. Damn, Shaolin's entered it down on your day off. Damn, that hurts. I guess you can still use your phone and play some Candy Crush. Ah, there you go.
Ain't
There
no
you go for
stopping
your
this
internet
train.
being down.
Whoa!
I want to save that replay, but I don't want to. I'm scared if I save that replay again and the game freezes, it might crash again. But I think those 2 crashes, I think that might have been a thermal shutdown, because I know that the PC was running kind of hot, so it was running in the mid 90s. Now I don't know if by default this PC is, if the thermals set the throttle at a certain temperature or not.
You're in the points. Good result for the team.
Yeah, I actually lost the position. I qualified 4th and finished 5th. How many points do I have? Still got 77. I'm still ranked 50th. Let's do it one more time. Let's go. Up to 7 people registered. And the way they got this, the rank races, the way they got them staggered, I love it because I get out of this race if I want to do it again. As soon as I come out of there, um, the next one is like less than 5 minutes away in most cases. Give a shout out to the usual Jester, EJ, Boris, Xbox One Kenobi, Jack Speed, Final Sector. These are all guys that, in my opinion, have helped bring Project Motor Racing out of the dark forest. These guys kept this game going with community races, Jack Speed, Xbox One Kenobi, and I think Final Sector. They
At
upload.
Racing 884 said, was in the race at Brianna.
Oh, you were in that race? How'd you do? That race, I got lucky. So shit, we're already up to 18 people. I'm loving this. I got to get a win though. At the very least, try to come in second so I can get some points, get some more points.
At Racing 884 said, was behind you at the finish line, spun out at the chicane and you passed. Was catching up but ran out of laps.
Oh, I think you must have been. I think you were in that red Porsche that was behind me, because I know I was getting hounded by a red Porsche for a moment. So I'm guessing that was you then. Good stuff. I would say the wreck at turn 1 on the first lap had me shook up because there was a lot of cars involved in that wreck. And at that point, any car that was behind me had me worried. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, cool. Up 21 people. I love it. And it seems that, damn, it's already working its way towards 9 o'clock. And that's the beauty of it. Over in the UK, they're asleep right now because this is like early morning. But I can still get into a race. Whereas when this game first came out and it was taking all kinds of heat and bugs, and there was bugs going on, and they taking criticism and shit, the rank races I had to get on during UK prime time in order to get some rank races in. If I waited until like 10 p.m. Eastern time, nobody was on. Right now it is 8:44 p.m. Eastern time, and there's 24 people registered for this race. So that is beautiful. Then that means that I can wake up at 3 in the morning and get a race in. That's beautiful. And like, as I said earlier, I don't, with these rank races here, especially with you needing 20 license points to get into this race, I don't think anybody's deliberately doing anything dirty. However, though, there are some dive bombers and there are some guys that are over aggressive. And it's the guys that are over aggressive that can't control it that bother me. Um, the ones that take those chances and they can't hold their lines, the ones that dive bomb and they're late on the brakes to slide off the track and take you with them if you happen to be next to them, those are the ones that bother me. Oh, we're up to shit. We're 24 people. All right, let's make sure everything's copacetic. Steering wheel. All right. Let's go.
Ain't no
That's what I meant
stopping
to
this
do.
train! Whoa!
All right, let's go. See, these PMR drivers ain't so bad.
Session ends in 5 minutes.
Come, oh man, just destroyed my lap right there. It just, come on, just. Like he's on a controller. I gotta get past this dude. Oh, Jesus. Really, dude? Who is this guy? Sora Yagami. Dude's just killing my lap. He won't move. Oh my Lord. Now we got another car breathing on us because he won't move. Let me see who this guy is. Walter something. Walter Kana. All right, so yeah, he messed me all up because he refused to move. So when this race starts, I am going to stay on his ass and see if I can spook him off the track.
But we can move forward from where we are.
I'm not going to take him out. I'm just going to keep backbiting his ass and see if I can scare him off the track. Oh shit. Okay, I'm about to say somebody floating over there. Yep, and he's lined up right in front of me. So that is the plan, folks. See if we can spook his ass off the track. See if we can bury this cockroach.
Come on, mate. Nail this start.
Gee! Damn, I got fastest first sector. Oh, we almost got him. on, the grass, the grass! No, no, no! Oh, God! Dog it. Damn it.
At DJ_Stevens said, may look into the sim if the price and content is good.
The content alone is worth this game. As I was saying before, it's like 17 different car classes in this game. Plus, I think the game's on sale. And even if it wasn't, you can still go to loaded.com and get the game for $24. So I know you can let loose $24. Obviously, the game got your attention. In fact, I'll show you after this race is over.
At DJ_Stevens said, looks and sounds really good. It's what the car should really sound like.
I love it. And the crazy part about it is the audio is where they've gotten a lot of the criticism, but I think they've got some of the best sounding cars in the game. Like that AMG in the GT3s is mwah. Matter of fact, now that this race is over, I'll do a couple of laps in that AMG so you can see how it sounds. Oh, that explains that Sora Yagami. That explains why he refused to move over. I tried to spook his ass, but he didn't crack. So yeah, give it a second, DJ.
At Trevken said, I think I was wrong about the longer gear ratio in that 992 Monza race. I just watched replays. Race especially.
Well, I'll just put it back to the default if I end up going back to it. Yeah, unfortunately with these rank races, it kind of makes you do a cool down lap and then pull into the pits until everybody's accounted for. So I lost 5 places. Yes. Oh, no. Plus 5. I actually gained 5 spots. But I know I could have qualified in the top 10, but that Sora dude refused to move over. Oh yeah, I tried to spook the shit out of his ass, but he didn't crack. Okay, DJ, if you're still watching, let me show you. Oh shit, the game just crashed. So that was not a thermal shutdown because the game was running at 85 degrees on the CPU. So no, that was not a thermal shutdown. But let me show you anyway. So actually, that must be an issue with the rank race because that's the second time it did it like that. The first time, right after the race was over. So that's something they'll have to address. Okay, DJ, I'm about to show you here real quick. Scene 2. Right here at loaded.com, Project Motor Racing is $24. And let me so let me go to my orders.
At DJ_Stevens said, I'm still here.
Okay.
At Trevken said, same. It often crashes after a raked race.
Okay, so yeah, it was not me then. All right, hold on a second, folks. I gotta sign in. So I gotta switch you guys back real quick. My orders. Okay, so show you some of the stuff that I bought from loaded.com. Two. So these are right there. Metro Awakening. That was a $40 game. I bought it for 18 bucks. Here's Project Motor Racing. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, well, nope, nope. 5, 6. Okay, so I've given away 6 keys on this game. And yeah, the prices fluctuated, but that 28.82 was the most I've paid. But yo, DJ, are you watching this? Are you
At
watching this?
DJ_Stevens. Said. Oh yeah, I've been shopping on this website for about a decade. I
DJ,
only buy my games from here.
DJ, tell me you've seen this. Look at this right here. If you buy the Giants version of the game, you can get it right here for a little over $13. Tell me you've seen that. So now, let me fire the game back up. We're going to come back to this because I actually think I'm going to buy this and give the key away. Let me check my PayPal and make sure I still got money there. Money, 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 money.
At DJ_Stevens. Said. I see it. What's the Giants version?
Yeah, but it's still the game. 13 bucks for a game that normally retails for 60 bucks on PC and 70 bucks on console. And if you don't get your ass in there and pick up that copy, I mean, if you want to pay the extra $10 for the Steam version, that'll be less. That'll be, you know how Steam works, so less hassle. Now I got mixed. I'm looking at this one of two ways. By me buying the keys from here, I don't know if that hurts the developers or not. But on the other hand, I've given 6 keys away. That means I brought 6 more people to the platform. And and if they like the game, then they'll get
At
money off of the DLC.
DJ_Stevens. Said. Yeah, what does Giants key mean?
It like you go to their website and you activate the code at their website, and then it'll give you the activations instructions. Like right here, click for activations instructions, like activate with Giants. Click on the link to find and download Portal of Giants. Enter your code right there and download it. And you will then have access to the setup files, which you can download and install. So the instructions are there how to do it. So I gotta switch you guys back for a second while I have a look at my PayPal.
At DJ_Stevens. Said. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'll buy it this evening.
I've got $14. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and buy that. Oh, $12.97 is the out the door total. Review order. So yeah, out the door it was $12.97. Processing your order. You're being redirected. Da 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 da. Nah. So get your key. Get code. Pending, pending, pending. All right. It is.
At TrevKen. Said. Cheap DLC on there too.
Yeah. 9 cars, 1 track, couple of different layouts. All right, there it is. I got my code. So I am going to hang on to that key and give it away this weekend. So yeah, 13 bucks. You can't beat that with a helm. You can't beat that with a hammer. All right, I'm booting the game back up. Let me see. It's 20 after 9. See what's out there. And then it might be the last race of the night. So, okay, so that crash wasn't my PC. But still though, it's kind of a blessing in disguise because it forced me to go through the settings and find the settings that take a little bit of that frees up a little bit of resources. So I've set it to 60 frames per second. Turned on VSync so it's smooth. So no screen tearing, so it is smooth now. CPU usage during online play. Oh, that's right. I gotta show you. That's right, DJ. I gotta show you that AMG. I listen to this baby. Let's go with this one. Yeah, listen to this AMG, DJ. The AMG the Mustang, I'm being brutally honest, even though I use the Porsche and the Corvette in the GT3s,
At
honestly,
DJ_Stevens said, "Oh, Giants is the developer."
yeah, they're the developer. So you go into their website, and there was a slight discount, so the exact price out the door was $12.97. Don't wait, buy that shit now, because I think as this game progresses and more people get on board, those keys are either going to start running out or they're going to go up in price. All right, let's put this at 64. That at 6. Same setup. All right, DJ, listen to this. Listen to this AMG. And before I get out there, I was going to say with the GT3 class, I'm being honest, I think the AMG, the Mustang, and probably the Aston Martin are the 3 best sounding cars. If you need me to turn the volume up, let me know. AMG's not a bad car on here either. But then again, because I know you like the GT3s, DJ, all the GT3s drive good in this game. At this point, it's just you figuring out the small quirks between each of the cars. But all of them, I like all the GT3s on here. I can drive any one of them.
Yeah, we need to get some heat into the tyres before you start to go for a fast lap. got 5 minutes left.
All right. So, as far as performance goes, the biggest catch is this game is CPU heavy, especially in single player, because yeah, that temperature was higher than I would like. I've seen it climb up as high as 92 degrees, and then the CPU, I've seen it get as high as when I was idle for a second, it was like at 80%. And then once I started moving, it dropped down to like 73%. But online, it's a big drop. Um, that last race, the CPU was hovering at around 50%, and the GPU was at about 65%. And then my temperatures, that's my biggest concern. The temperatures on the CPU was between 80 and 85 degrees. And then I didn't even really bother to look at the GPU temperature because it was like in the high 70s. But they are working on, the CPU utilization, because they got to take care of that before they can give us VR. Because right now it's a CPU hog, and the VR experience probably wouldn't be good. But they hope to give us VR within the next few months. Oh shit, too late. I was going to see about jumping into
At
that
DJ
NGT.
_Stevens said, yeah, that's too hot. Is it not optimized?
The game runs good. This is my weakest PC. On my 4090, it doesn't even scratch my 4090. The temperatures are always in the CPU temperatures are like in the low 70s, and then like CPU utilization during a race is like 40, like 44%. So that is my next move for
At
this
DJ
PC.
_Stevens said, so many bad reviews.
Look, when this game first came out,
At DJ _Stevens said, what's going on?
when this game first came out, there was three reasons why the game got bad reviews. One is it did have some bugs. Um, Two was the AI. The AI was bad, but they've fixed the AI. And last but not least was Ian Bell. Um, I think he's the head of the studio, and he pretty much said the AI, is like nothing anybody's ever seen, something to that effect. And the AI was pretty bad. So those three things combined led to everybody beating up on this game. But this game has come a long way. I think they've done like 7 or 8 updates since it came out, and it is, as you've been watching this stream, you've seen how good these races were. There was a couple of unfortunate crashes while the game was loading, which that hasn't happened. I think that could be a case of maybe more people could be playing this game because they had a free weekend last weekend. The game's on sale. That DLC just came out, so people have bought this game. I go to Steam. Last I checked on the reviews, the reviews started out being mostly negative. Now I think the reviews are mixed. So let me check. Store page. Okay, so all reviews, it says mostly negative. Recent reviews are mixed. So this game has come a long way. You know how long we known each other, DJ. I wouldn't steer you wrong. Um, go back to the game. So let's go through the different car classes. All right, DJ. So let's start with the hypercars. This game right here, to my knowledge, has the second most hypercars, current hypercars. Le Mans Ultimate has the most hypercars. Now that they added the Genesis, I think Le Mans Ultimate has 13 hypercars. This has 9, I believe. So right here, this Acura makes 1, 2, 3 with the Valkyrie, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, this game has 9 hypercars, and they also, this Acura right here is an IMSA car. So this car is not on Le Mans Ultimate. However, this game does not have any Ferraris on it whatsoever. My guess is they didn't get a license for it yet. But still, 9 hypercars. So let's go to another class. LMPs. This is that classic stuff. I think there's 5 cars here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, okay, 4. Well, yeah, everybody remember this car. Then the Group C, I think there's 5 of them here. And then here's another thing, DJ. Like I was saying, I think this game's got 15, 16, maybe even 17 car classes. And then it started yesterday. But there's a daily race for every single car class. So no matter what your favorite car class is, there is a ranked race for you. Let's see here. This is the GT 500 EVO DLC that we just got on Tuesday. So this class right here, there's 5 cars. Then these GT1s, 1, 2, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. The GT500s, that also came with the DLC from a couple of days ago. This has 4 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the GTs. I love this class too. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars. And we go to the GTEs. This is the reason why I bought the game now, because I was going to wait until the game got VR support, but they gave you the GTE class as a pre-order bonus, and I think this has got 7 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 GTEs, and this BMW M8 it might be the best sounding out of the GTEs. That thing got some growl. Then here we go, GTEs. Let's start from the beginning with this Acura. So with the GTE class, the cars that are noticeably missing would be the McLaren 720S and the Ferrari 296. But you do get this NSX, the WEC, nobody races that car, but they do. I think somebody might still use that car, IMSA. But anyway, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 GT3s. And they pretty much current cars. Got this Acura, the Aston Martin, that sounds good. Another Aston Martin, Audi, BMW. I see people use that car here and there, but not like they did on Le Mans Ultimate or ACC, because that car was a fan favorite on those two games. The Corvette, this is the car that this is my main car, but I stopped using it when it ended up being a meta car. Then the Mustang, that sounds good too. This Mustang sound good too. Naturally, your Lambo, your AMG, and the Porsche. Then there's this GTO class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many cars we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. The 992 trophy, the Falcon. That's a free car. This car right here on GT7. This car costs 200 million in-game credits. And if you don't want to grind for it, you can buy the credits with real money, and it would cost you $200 in real money to buy this car on GT7. Absurd. And here we get it as part of the base game. Then this is a fairly popular class too. The NGTs, this BMW is nice. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars in this class. And the GT4s, I think you get about 9 of them. This Alpine, starting with that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 GT4s. MX5. These is, oh yeah, and they allow mods too on this game. So these two cars right here are mods that was uploaded to the community. It supports mods on both PC and console. And then this is another mod right here that somebody uploaded. Then we got the MX5. GT4 F1. I really don't know what this class is about, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. And then on. So that right there alone, DJ, if you're still watching, you can't tell me all those cars alone ain't worth, especially that $13. It's worth the full $60. I paid the full 60 for it, and I paid the full 70 for it on PS5 of tracks. We've got You know, that's Monza, but they gave it a different name, you know, because of the license. But we got starting with Monza, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 tracks. So 19 tracks and about 16 car classes. And then I just showed the game. I just showed you where the cheat code to get this game for $13. That's all reward and no risk. Pick that game up. And like King David said, you can't beat that with a bat. Damn, it's already working its way towards 10 o'clock. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. 30 cars. We got to get in here. Last race of the night. Last race. All right. 31 registers. Now, if we can get 2 more people to register, it'll be 2 splits. 32. So if we get 1 more car registered, then it's going to be 2 splits.
At DJ_Stevens said, I'm a cockpit to see how it runs.
Well, this PC that I'm sitting at here has got a 3070 Ti. So if your PC's got that for a GPU, yeah, you're going to have to play around with the settings a little bit, especially if you stream from that PC. You'll have to play with it a little bit, but I mean, but if you got a beast, you know, if you got a 4090, 5090, then you can blast it. You can turn everything up. Ooh, excuse me. I think out of all the rank races, I think I've only won 1 race. And then with the rank races, like I'm in Division 4. So they place you in the division in every single class. So let's say with Le Mans Ultimate, let's say you're a gold driver. And then you jump over into the P2s and you've never driven them before. You still go in there as a gold driver. Whereas with this game, let's say if you were a gold driver with the GT3s and then you go over to the GT4s and you never driven them before, no, you're not a gold driver there. You start at the bottom. That way you'll get mixed up, you know, you'll get matched up with the right people depending on how good you are at a particular class. So how many people we got here? Standings. Make sure we good. 4.5. Take that up a click. All right, let's go. Last race of the night. Let's go.
minutes remaining.
I didn't care for that, but all right. Oh, Christ.
Okay, mate, you've got some minor damage on the front wing. You might get some more understeer, but you're still good to continue.
Dude used me for a guardrail. Last chance.
Second flag this lap. Session's over.
.6. It's okay. Especially with 27 people in here. It's not bad. All right, I think I'm good to go. Yeah, I'm 6 out of 27 cars. All right, let's go.
Ain't no stopping this train.
Last race.
Whoa!
Keep focused. Let's get a good start. Take some of those cars off the line.
Say go in well. I lost a lot. Oh, shit. Damn, that Porsche is slow. Oh shit. Oh, and he knocking people out the way? Really? Really? I didn't touch you, man. Jesus. I had to be a bloodhound on his ass. Come on, dude. Oh, shit! Did all that work just to get taken out. That's probably the most aggressive that I've ever driven on this game. I mean, these slow dudes, they wouldn't move over, so I felt like I didn't have a choice. The game probably gonna crash, but I'm gonna try to save this replay anyway. Damn, it's already 10 o'clock.
At Harry Desi said, Lincoln, I was behind you. At Harry Desi said, that fucking Mercedes took me out.
Yeah, I got taken out too. Okay, yeah, I saw you. I saw your name in there.
Nice work.
Well, I guess these races are starting to get dicey. So I don't think anybody's racing dirty. I just think some people are pushing it outside their boundaries. Let's see if it crashes or not. Nope, it didn't crash this time. GT Pro Cup as older.
At Harry Desi said, you were behind me, I gave you my spot.
Oh, that was, wait a minute, that was you in the Porsche in front of me that I was chasing for like 4 or 5 laps? If that was you in the Porsche in front of me, I was being extra aggressive because turn 1, I lost a lot of positions from getting knocked around and cars flying all over the place. So I was desperate to get it back. So I started being aggressive. I normally don't drive like that, but a couple
At
of the
Harry Desi said, yes.
Okay. I thank you for letting me through. I can't exactly apologize for hounding you for the last couple of 2 or 3 laps. I was trying to get past you. So I wasn't going to take you out, but I was trying to put pressure on you and see if I could spook you.
At Harry Desi said, not your fault, bro. At Harry Desi said, all good.
All right, cool.
Ain't no
There
stopping
you go.
this
This one
train.
for you.
Whoa!
Well, folks, that is going to do it for me. All in all, a great night of racing. Very competitive. Had to claw and scratch for a couple of those races. Yeah, had a couple of dicey races. It was fun. It was fun. It was fun. So this weekend, I will either be back tomorrow, um, with it being Friday. Chances are, knowing me, I'm going to take a nap, and then I'll probably come back late in the evening. So we might be talking like 8, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, or I will be back early Saturday morning because I'm one of those people that wakes up at when I don't have to work. I might wake up at like 4 in the morning and go live. And since the UK is like 5 hours ahead of us, they will already be awake. So that's what we're looking at, either tomorrow evening or early Saturday morning. But either way, I will be back. I'm like so enjoying this. And so tomorrow's gonna be a long day at work. Wanting to hurry up, get out, get my nap in, and get some more racing in. But where are we at? Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We will see you on the next one. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever, long live the king, and deuces. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow or early Saturday morning.